Hello, good morning, and welcome. Hello, thank you for the good morning, miss. It is lovely to be here again, and I hope you were busy while you were waiting looking at our brain teaser. We've got a brain teaser up, and we're going to be looking at that, and we're going to be looking at fractions again today. So make sure you're looking at the brain teaser, and can you start sending in any answers that you have been working on so far? Any answers that you've been working on so far. So the first one is we've got these cards, these digit cards, 2, 25, 10, and 4. And we're asking you to see if you can make what multiplication and division sentences you can make using those cards. You can only use them once each time, each sentence. So can anybody think of a multiplication or division sentence it can make using those digit cards? You don't have to use every single one each time, but you can only use it once for each sentence. So I've got them up on the board here. It's hard when I'm not on the big screen. So have a little look. Okay. What sentences can you make? Anybody? 4 times 5. Well, that's not a complete sentence. Thank you so much for that idea. Complete the sentence. So 10 shared by 2. I've got a complete sentence. So let me have a little look. 10 divided by 2 equals 5. 10 divided by 2 equals 5. I'm just going to just move my screen around so that you can see the board a little bit better. Let's try and get that over this way a little bit more. So 10 divided by 2 equals 5. So there's one sentence. 2 times 10. 10 divided by 2 equals 5. Can somebody finish that? 2 times 10. Okay, we've got 10 divided by 5. Oh, well done. Somebody's using the maths they know already. Let's just swap them around. They're partners. 10 shared by 5 is 2. So if you've got 10 and you make 2 groups, you have 5. If you have 10 and you make 5 groups, each has 2. Fantastic. 2 times 10 is 20. 2, there's the time sign. 2 times 10 equals 20. There's another one. 2 times 10 equals 20. Yeah, 10 times 2. For goodness sake, miss. Let's just use the maths we know already. Why are we making life so hard for ourselves? Oh, we've got another little relationship. Remember, these partnerships that go together. The family of multiplication and division. So we've got another relationship starting now. We're putting the 20 first. And we are dividing it by 4. And it is giving us, so if we've got 20 and we make 4 groups, each group will have 5. Now let's think about the other things we can do with that. Let's use that already. Thank you very much. Done that straight away. So if 20 shared into 4 groups gives you 5 in each group, then 20 shared into 5 groups, you'll all get 4. Well done. How about the times relationship? Can anybody think about the times? Can anybody think about the times? I'm just trying to see how I can get a little bit more of that board showing. That's better. A little bit more of the board showing, because that's what we need. Just turn that at a little bit more of an angle. That's better. Okay. Anybody think about the partnership that comes with these numbers? So we've got 20 divided by 5 equals 4. How can we, what's the times in that goes with those as well? The 2 multiplication equations that go with those. The 2 are, thank you, here we come. 5 4s. So we can have 5 times 4. Take the division away. Put the multiplication in. 5 times 4 equals 20. And what's the other one? Using the maths we know already. If 5 times 4 equals 20, what do we know about multiplication? Let's swap them round. 5 times 4 equals 20. What can we swap around? What can we swap around for this? 5 4s are 20. What can we use? Using the maths we know already. Using the maths we know already. 5 4s are 20, but also Here we go. 4 5s are 20. Okay, so now we've started a family of equations as well. Now we haven't got 200, so we can't use 200. We can only use the cards that we've got. But we have started a family of equations with these numbers. So 2 times 10 is 20. What other multiplication can we do very easily? If 2 10s are 20, what can we do very easily, still using the multiplication sign? If 2 10s are 20, what else can we do? What else can we do? 2 10s are 20, so 2 lots of 10 is 20. What must also be true? 10 lots of 2 must be 20. 2 10s are 20 and 10 2s are 20. What's the division equations that we can do using these? So if we know that grouping 10 and 2 gives us 20, yeah, if we know that grouping, if we've got 20 and we start sharing it by 2, let's take the multiplication sign up. We know 2 10s are 20. So if we have 20 and we share it in 2, we know we're going to get 10 in each group. If we've got 20 and we share it by 10, we know we're going to get 2 in each group because we have worked on that relationship and we know our tables. We know 2 10s are 20, so 10 2s are 20. So if we share 20 into 10 groups, oh, it's got to be 2 in each group because 10 2s are 20. If we share 20 into 10 groups, it's got to be 10 in each group because we know 2 10s are 20. We can use our tables. So there was a whole relationship around 5, 4 and 20, a whole relationship around 10, 2 and 20, a whole relationship around 5 and 20 and 4. So well done. Well done. Really, really good. I'm really proud of you. Well done. Well done. Excellent. Yep. So let's have a look at the next one now. So a party bag contains 5 sweets. So in our bag, we've got 5 sweets. There we are. 5 sweets in the bag. And a jar contains 5 bags. So when we have a jar, we've got 5 of these bags in there. I'm going to draw the bags very quickly. I'm not asking for presents and prizes for my artwork. I'm just doing them so we can see. So we've got 5 bags, each with 5 sweets in them. That's what happens. So there's our jar. So that's what helps us. And there's our bag. When we have a problem, let's draw it. Okay, let's draw it. So Ron has 75 sweets. Some people are already working on it. Remember, this is a year 1 and 2 lesson. So I'm going to take things really clearly through the question showing. Okay, if you're not in year 1 or year 2, then make sure you stay on and join the other lessons. But this lesson is for year 1 and year 2. Okay, so there's our bag with 5 sweets in it. There's our jar with 5 bags in it. Okay, so it says, how many party bags will you need? It's got 75 sweets and he can put 5 in each bag. So how many groups of 5 can he make from 75? Now 75 is outside of the 5 times table, but we know 12 5s are 60. If we count up on 5s to 75, we have to see how many we're going to go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. We've got to 10. So now we count another lot. 55, 60, 65, 70, 75. We've got another 5 lots of 5. 10 lots of 5 and 5 lots of 5. 15 lots of 5. So he will need 15 bags for 75 sweets. So he will need 15 bags. So well done for those who said 15 straight away. He will need 15 bags for 75 sweets because you can make 15 5s out of 75. You can make 15 groups of 5. 15 of these. You count them up. You've got 15 groups, 15 bags of sweets with 5 in each bag. You will have 75 sweets. So he has 15 bags and each jar will hold 5. Well, how many groups of 5 can you make out of 15? How many groups of 5 can you make out of 15? Well, you can make 3 groups of 5, can't you? 3 5s are 15. So we will have 3 jars. 3 jars. Each jar has 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 sweets in it. 3 25s are 75. So 5 party bags and 3 jars. So just draw it out like I did. Oh, 5, 75. How many groups of 5 can I make in it? I know they've got to be in groups of 5. Well, let's count my 5 times table. How many 5s did I get to when I got to 75? Well, I got to 15. So I can make 15 groups of 5. So I'll need 15 bags. Put 5 sweeties in each bag. When I come to put them in a jar, I load them in. There's 1 group of 5, another one, 2 groups of 5, another one, 3 groups of 5, 3 jars. Okay, so just think through carefully what a problem is asking you. But well done, well done, well done. Okay. For those of you who've been on our lessons before, I mentioned that we had a competition, and we did run the competition, a giveaway, giving away these binary bots. And I just wanted to take just a few little seconds to tell you we are very pleased to have a winner. Anastasia from South London has a son, and they entered the competition and they were lucky enough to win. So well done, Anastasia. Your parcel, I believe, is in the post at this moment. Obviously, we've sent it first class, but with the current situation, post is taking a little bit longer sometimes, but it is on its way to South London. So thank you very much for all of you who entered the competition, and well done to Anastasia and her family, the winners. So look out for other competitions. We will be running other competitions, and watch out, make sure you enter, because you've got to be in it to win it. And the winner was in it, and the winner did win it. So well done, well done, well done. Okay, so let's have a look what we're going to work on today. Okay, so today we are going to be looking at fractions. We've done a little bit of work on fractions. Now do remember, please, that this is the year 1 and year 2 lesson. So if you are looking and thinking, oh, I can do all of this, just make sure you enjoy the practice of things that you're already confident in, but then you stay on for the next lesson when we move things on a little bit. So we are often asked to think about what is shaded and what is not shaded. How much have we got? How much is left if we take it away? So I'm going to ask us to look at some fractions. Okay, I'm going to look at some fractions, and then I'm going to ask you some questions. So let's look at these fractions, okay? So we can see the blue circle is the whole. So in that blue circle, the whole bit is shaded. So if that was a cake, then the whole bit has been taken. If you say, I'll have that blue bit, you would be saying, I'm having the whole cake. Underneath is a chocolate bar. I'll have the blue bit, please. The whole chocolate bar. So that is one. That is the whole one. Now, when we look at that cake and that chocolate bar in a different way, and we start breaking it up into fractions, which we know are not just pieces, what is very, very special about fractions? Fractions is not just breaking things up into pieces. What is special about those pieces? What do they have to be? If it is a fraction and I break it into 2 pieces, what do they have to be? What do they have to be? What do they have to be? If it's a fraction, what's the special word and the special thing that we have to be aware of with fractions? So that yellow cake is split into 2 pieces. But to make them both halves, what do they have to be? What do they have to be? Can one piece be a little one and one piece be a big one? Can you have the little half and the big half? What is really, 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 really important about fractions? Yeah. They have to be equal pieces. They have to be equal. They have to be the same size. So that yellow cake, if you're going to split that into halves, each piece has to be exactly the same size. And that's how we write a half. We write it with a 1 on the top and a 2 on the bottom. because when we are talking about fractions and we are writing them in numbers, we have a top number, which is called the numerator, and we have a bottom number, which is called the denominator. That's what it is denominated, it is divided into, and that's how many you've got. So when we're looking at that yellow pie, that yellow cake, it has been divided into 2 equal pieces. And we have one of those pieces. So that is 1/2. 1/2 is taken, 1/2 is left. The chocolate bar has been, that's right, absolutely equal. The chocolate bar has been split into 2 equal pieces. The yellow bit is a half and the white bit is a half. It's obviously a white chocolate bar. 2 equal pieces. That's so, so important. Sometimes people will see something divided into chunks, shared, but it's not equal. So it's not fractions. To be really clear. So let's have a look at the green cake and the green wrapper chocolate. How much of that cake, if the green part is the part that you're going to have, how much of that cake do we have? That is 1/3. How much is left? If 1/3 is taken, how much is left? If 1/3 is taken, how much is left? If 1/3 of that pie, if that green bit is the bit that we are going to have, how much do we leave? That's right, 2/3, because 3/3 make the whole pie. How about the chocolate bar? If the green part is the part that is left, how much has gone? If the green part is the part that is left of that chocolate bar, how much is gone? How much of that chocolate bar has already been eaten? 2 what? Can't just say 2, because 2 is 2 wholes. So if there were 2, there would be 2 whole chocolate bars. So be really careful when you see an integer which is just 1, 2, that is the whole number. That is the whole number. So 2 is 2 whole chocolate bars. That's 2. That's what 2 means. But we only have that much left. And that much has been eaten. So 2 what? 2 what? Exactly. 2/3 has been eaten. 2/3 has been eaten. Let's look at the orange cake. If the orange bit of the cake is left, how much has been eaten? How much has been eaten of the orange cake? Okay, we're looking at the orange cake now. If the orange cake has that one portion left, how much has been eaten? How much has been eaten of the orange cake? How much has been eaten of the orange cake? How much has gone? How much of the orange cake has gone? Answers are coming in now. Well done. Well done. The answers are coming in. So the orange cake, I don't have an orange pen that works on the whiteboard, so I'll use red. The orange cake has 1/4 left because, yum, 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 3/4 have been eaten. 3/4 have been eaten. The orange chocolate bar has 1/4 left. 3/4 have been eaten. 3/4 have been eaten of the orange chocolate bar. Okay, let's look at the purple cake and the purple chocolate bar. How much of the purple cake and the purple chocolate bar have been eaten? How much have been eaten? So you have to know what equal pieces have they been divided into and how many of those pieces have gone. So the bottom number will tell you how many pieces it was divided into, how many equal pieces. The top number tells you how many of those pieces you're talking about. So how many of the purple cake and the purple chocolate bar have been eaten? How many of the purple cake and the purple chocolate bar have been eaten. A bit more difficult to draw this fraction. So that's what's left. That's what's left. How many have been eaten? Exactly. Let's count how many equal pieces the cake and the chocolate bar were divided into, because it's in the same family. Doesn't matter whether a circle and you have segments taken or chunks or money. We're going to do some work on objects in a moment. How many equal pieces? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only one's left. 1, 2, 3, 4 have gone. So 4/5 have been eaten. Same here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 of those have gone. 4/5 have been eaten. Well done. Try and put your / line in, okay, Sarah, because if you don't, then it looks like you're writing 45. Okay, so it's really, really important that you put the line in. Okay, let's look at the red cake. How much of the red cake and the red chocolate bar have been eaten? How much of the red cake and the red chocolate bar have been eaten? So I'm looking at the red cake. The red cake has been divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 equal parts. Only one of them is left. So 5/6 have been eaten. And the same for the chocolate bar. The same for the chocolate bar. Only one is left. 5/6. Now fractions go in that pattern. 4ths, 5ths, 6ths. The only ones that are the exception are half, quarters, thirds. And there's a little bit like first, second, third, and then we go 4th, 5th, 6th. The first, second, and third have got a different rule when we're talking about those numbers. And all the other numbers follow the pattern. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 20th, 101st, 102nd, 103rd, 104th, 105th, 106th. So it's the same with fractions. It's just the halves, thirds, and quarters that have got different names. After that, they follow the pattern. After that, they follow the pattern. So you're getting really good at these. Let's go to the pink one. How much of the pink cake is left? How much of the pink cake is left? How much of the pink cake and chocolate bar have been eaten? How much of the pink cake and the chocolate bar have been eaten? Look at the pink one. How much of the pink one have been eaten? So let's get really good on these. We can see how many equal parts it is. Oh, somebody said there's no ninths there. There's no ninths. We're on the pink one now. We're on the pink one. Well done. You corrected it straight away. Well done. Excellent. So that pink cake and that pink chocolate bar have been divided into 8 equal pieces. Only one of them's left. So 7 of them are gone. So 7/8 plus 1/8 equal 8/8, which is the same as the whole thing. Which is the same as the whole thing. Looking at the green cake, how much is left? How much of the green cake? So we're looking at tenths now. We're looking at tenths now. So how much has gone from the green cake and how much has been eaten of the green chocolate bar? Well, it's sort of a jadey turquoise color. How much has been eaten from the 10th cake and chocolate bar? How many has been eaten from the 10th cake and chocolate bar? Yes, 9/10 have been eaten. And 9/10 and 1/10 equal 10/10, which is the whole thing. Which is the whole thing. And the last one, how much has been eaten from the last cake and chocolate bar? How much has been eaten from the last cake and chocolate bar? How much has been eaten from the last cake and chocolate bar? Eaten. Yum, yum, yum. How much from the last one? And the answers are coming in. Here we go. Well done. Yeah, exactly. There are 12 equal pieces and only one of those pieces are left. If you take one away from 12, you get 11. So we know, can you fill in this for me then? 11 twelfths plus Can you fill in the missing number for me? 11 twelfths plus how many twelfths equals 12 twelfths, which equals the whole. What's the missing number in there? How many more twelfths do you need to make a whole if you have 11? 11 twelfths plus how many twelfths do you need to make the whole cake? 1/12, exactly. Exactly. 1/12. Okay. Let's have a little quiz. Okay, you've done really well there. And in year 1 and year 2, we're not normally doing 6ths and 12ths. But actually, once you get the concept and you have lots of practice on it, you realize it's a rule that you can apply to fractions of any sizes as long as you know it's equal parts and how many of those equal parts will make the whole. So if you divide by 100 equal parts, you need 100 hundreds to make a whole one. 1,000, you need 1,000 thousands to make a whole one. 1,000,000, you need 1,000,000 millions to make a whole one. Because fractions is about taking something that was a whole set and dividing it into equal parts. And however many equal parts you've got, that's the name of the fraction that you have divided them into. So let's close this down and let's have a little survey, a little test. I didn't want to close down then. Okay, let's have a little quiz. Year 1 and year 2, quiz number 1. Off you go. Let's have a little quiz. Okay, so remember you have got the little grey bar on the side of your screen, to the right of your screen. It's just under me where I'm talking. You can see the little screen. You can move my screen over. If you click on my screen, you can move me out of the way. Click and drag me to the left a little bit. Okay, and then you will see a thin grey vertical line. You can use that to scroll down to the next questions. Okay, so I'm going to do the quiz on my other screen so that I can just check it's all working. Okay, so once you've done the quiz, you click on submit. That means send it. Once you've done it, you click on submit. That means send it. Okay, so make sure you're thinking, if you've got 1/4, how many more quarters do you need to make the whole? Okay, if you've got 1/4, how many more quarters do you need to make the whole? Yeah. If you've got 1/4, how many more quarters do you need to make the whole? Yeah. So we've got a few people just to finish. Yeah, you're doing really, really well. So the question is not saying to you, choose the number that is one whole. It's saying one whole is 1/3 and what? If you've got 1/3, what do you need to add to that to make the whole? Okay, that's what we're saying. What do you need to add? So I'm just going to end the voting. Going to end the little quiz. So well done. Just going to end the quiz. And I'm going to share the results so you can see what you got. So what will come up on your screen are 2 circles. The one on the left tells you how many points you got. The maximum points you could get is 3. And the answers well, 100% means you got all of them. It was 3 answers, so one answer would be about 33%, 2 answers would be around 66%, and all of the answers correct would be 100%. Okay, so just let me know if you want to. Did you get 3 out of 3, 2 out of 3, 1 out of 3? I can see the group scores, and I can see that some people got all of them, got answers for all of them, but there were a few mistakes. So we'll just go through those questions. So let's just put back up the template. Okay, so the first question said 1/4 plus what equals a whole. So if you've got 1/4, if you look at the orange cake and the orange chocolate bar, if you've got the orange part, you've got 1/4, how many more quarters do you need to have a whole cake? It's if you've got 1/4, you need the other 3 to make that circle complete, don't you? If you've got 1 segment of chocolate, you need 3 more to make that bar of chocolate complete. So 1/4 plus 3/4 is a whole. So one whole is 1/4 plus 3/4. Yeah? The next question said 1/2 plus what makes a whole? So if you look at the yellow cake and yellow chocolate bar, if you have 1/2, to have the whole, you need another half. So 1/2 and 1/2, put them together, they make a whole. They make a whole one. That's a whole with a W, not a hole in the ground. And the last question said, if you have 1/3, a whole is 1/3 plus what? A whole is 1/3 plus what? So if you look at the green cake and chocolate bar, you can see you've got 1/3. If something is divided into thirds, that's 3 equal parts. So if you've got 1/3, you need 2 more to make the whole. So 1/3 and 2/3 make the whole. Okay, so some of you who didn't quite get that answer correct, can you let me know whether you feel a little bit more confident now that you can see that on the chart? Okay, now that you can see that on the chart, you just let me know whether that makes a little bit more sense now. Yeah? Yeah, hopefully it does. So let's just think about using that knowledge and understanding to help us, not just with fractions of a shape, but with fractions of real things as well. Now, no laughing. I'm going to look at my sheep now. Those of you who were here last week, I told you I'm very sensitive about my sheep. My daughter was laughing, and I think my sheep are cute. And you all said you did too. And then she said, do I think they're cute too? So let's just drop down to, I'm just going to make my, close down the template because we finished looking at that now. Okay. And then you can have the bigger screen. So let's just drop down to look at the sheep. Okay, we've got sheep here. There they are, the sheep. Okay, so there we have some sheep. Okay, these are Farmer Jill's sheep. Farmer Jill looks after her sheep very, very well. Okay, very, very well. But this is half of Farmer Jill's sheep because the other half escaped. Now, if this is half, how many sheep did Farmer Jill have altogether? This is half of them. Now think about our halves. Think about our templates. Now if we're looking at half, we need another group exactly the same size. So if this is half, how many are the whole group? If this is half, because the other half have all run away, and we're going to have to get the sheepdog out to find them. If this is half, 2, 4, 6, 8, what is the whole? So this is half, what is the whole? So we need to be thinking, what is 8 plus 8? Double 8. Some people are answering already. Well done. If this is half, what is the whole? If this is half, what is the whole? And we know double 8 is 16. So if half the sheep come back, then she will have 16 in total. Okay, she will have 16 in total. So we have some more sheep here. We'll cover off the other things. We have some more sheep here. This is a quarter of her sheep. This is a quarter of Farmer Jill's sheep that she is taking to market. She's taken a quarter of her flock to market. She's taken a quarter of her flock to market. And those naughty sheep underneath are peeping through. So I'm just going to remove them because they will make it a bit harder to count. So Farmer Jill is taking a quarter of her sheep to market. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. How big was Farmer Jill's sheep flock? If this is a quarter of them, how big was Farmer Jill's sheep flock? How big? If this is 1/4, how many did she have altogether? Now this is 1/4. This is 1/4. And remember, to make a whole, 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, we need 4/4. So if that is 1/4, 1/4 equals 8. So we need 4 lots of that 8 to make the whole. So what is 4 times 8? 4 times 8. Or what's double 4? What's 2 4s? What's 2? We know 2 8s, sorry, and 2 8s. We know 2 8s is 16. So can you add 16 and 16 together? Because that will give you 4 8s. 4 8s. What are 4 8s? Well, we know 2 8s are 16 because that's double 8. So if we double 16 now, 16 and 16. Ooh, what's that? 16 and 16. 16 and 16. I haven't got any answers coming in yet, so I wonder whether people are finding that a bit tricky. Now, if I was going to do 16 and 16, and I was finding it a bit tricky, I would say, okay, well that, I could add the 10s together. So 10 and 10 equals 20. And then I could add the 6s together. 6 and 6 equals 12. And then I could say, oh, that makes it a bit easier. 20 and 12 is 32. I would bring them down and do it like that. I would bring it down and do it like that. Are there not 10 sheep? Oh, thank you very much. That was the last set. 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And that's why I chose 10, because it was much easier to multiply 10 than 8. Thank you very much. I'm glad you are awake. Still works the same maths. We have 10 is 1/4. Thank you very much. I was still on my other set of sheep. That's why I chose 10. I was thinking then, why am I multiplying by 8? That's a bit tricky for year 1 and year 2. And I thought, well, let's help them out. Well, I'm not multiplying by 8, Miss Nikki, because actually you have 10. So 10 is 1/4, much easier. So we need 4 lots of 10. What is 4 times 10? Much easier to do and much more suitable for year 1 and year 2. 4 10s, 10, 20, 30, 40. Well done. I was just checking if you were awake, and I'm glad you are, because obviously I am not. 10 multiplied by 4 is 40. So if that is the quarter of sheep, then Farmer Jill has 40 sheep in total. Okay, so let's have a look at what else we've got here. We have got some beads. Oh, but you haven't, because you can't see them. Now you can. Can you see those beads? Let's just move them a little bit clearer into focus. And you can see all of them. Yes, there they are. Okay, bye-bye, sheep. We're not counting you at the moment. So there's your beads. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 beads. What is half of that string of beads? What is half of that string of beads? What is half? If 12 is the total, what is half? If you were going to split that string of beads into 2 equal groups, what is half of that? 12 divided by 2. Half of 12. 12 into 2 equal groups. 2 what's a 12? I'm having 6 coming in, so let me put 2, 4, 6. Let me put a divider between there. And do we have the same on each side? 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6. So half of 12 is 6. Half of 12 is 6. What is a quarter of 12? If you were going to split 12 into 4 equal groups, what is a quarter of 12? If you were going to split 12 into 4 equal groups, if you were going to share 12 into 4 equal groups, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 4 equal groups, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many is in those 4 equal groups? Let's move them so you can see them all. So divided by 4 is 3. If you were going to share those into 4 groups, all equal, you would have 3 in each group. So a quarter of 12 is 3. There's 1 quarter. There's another quarter. There's another quarter. There's another quarter. 1 quarter, 2 quarters, 3 quarters, 4 quarters. All together make the whole. All together is 12. 1 quarter of 12 is 3. 2 quarters of 12 is 6. 3 quarters of 12 is 9. 4 quarters of 12 is 12, the same as the whole. Okay, let's count how many marbles we have here. How many marbles? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. What is a half of that group? What is a half of that group? If we shared our marbles, we shared our marbles. Come on, sheep. Stop stealing the limelight. If we shared our marbles in half, how many would we have? 10 shared into 2 equal groups. 10 shared into 2 equal groups. Half of 10. Half of 10. Half of 10. Half of 10. Okay, double 5 is 10. Half of 10. Right, 2 equal groups. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. There's my 2 equal groups. Shared those marbles. Got 5 in each group. 5 for you, 5 for me. Half of 10 is 5. There's half. Put the other half in. You get the whole, which is 10. 1 half, 2 halves. 2 halves make a whole. 2 halves are 10. Okay. So let's use this to do another little quiz to finish off. So the quiz is going to ask you what is half a number. There may be a quarter in there as well. So remember, for halves, you are sharing into 2 equal groups, dividing by 2. For quarters, you are sharing into 4 equal groups. If you had to make 4 groups, all equal, how many would there be in each group? Okay, so let's just finish off with doing another quiz. Why don't you put the year 5 and 6 one up then? Here we go. Okay, off you go. So you are looking first of all at sharing 40p equally between 2 people. Sharing 40p equally between 2 people. Then you are looking at sharing 12 sweets equally between 4 people. Now we just did that one. We just put 12 into 4 equal groups. Can you remember how many were in each equal group? And then if you put 20 into 4 groups, 4 watts are 20. 4 watts are 20. Okay, so just think about how you can use your times tables to help you. Think about how you can use your times tables to help you. Okay, how can you use your times tables to help you? How can you use your times tables to help you? Yeah. Nearly finished. Okay. A little bit longer. Hi, 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 hi. A little bit longer. Just finish your quiz, and then we're going to just go through the answers quickly, and then that will be us done for today. Okay, I'm just going to just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So you can have a look at your results. Have a look at your results. See how you got along. See how you got along. Okay. Yeah, remember one circle tells you how many points you got, maximum points are 3. The other circle tells you how many questions you answered. The 100% is all of them. Okay, well done. Let's close that down. And let's just see what we were asked. The first question said, what is a quarter of 40? Was it a quarter or a half, the first one? I can't remember. I think it was a half. Share 40p by 2. Well, there's your 40p. If we're going to split that in half, we get 20 each. If it was a quarter, 40p into 4 equal groups, 1/4 is 10p. Okay. The next one asked us, what's a quarter of 12? 12 shared into 4 equal groups. 6, 8, 10, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We did that one earlier, didn't we? 4 equal groups. From 12, you get 3 in each group. So 1/4 is 3. Yeah, remember, 2/4 is 6, 3/4 is 9, 4/4 is 12. That's the whole. And the last one asked you to share 20. Oh, there's 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. 20. What's a quarter of 20? Okay, let's make 4 equal groups. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What have I got in each group? 5 in each group. Okay, I can share out like this, or I can say 4 watts are 20. Well, I know my 5 times table, and I know 4 5s are 20. So if I'm going to share 20 into 4 equal groups, each group will have 5. Oh, I quite like that one looking like a flower. Make that one look like a flower as well. There it is. There. 4, 1/4 of 20 is 5, because 4 5s are 20. Okay. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. Fractions, we just have to do loads and loads of it, because once we do loads and loads of it, we then say, do you know what? That's really easy. And what was bothering me at all? Or if it's not bothering, say, do you know what? That was fun. Okay, let me know what was the best part of the lesson today so I can do more of that. What did you like about the lesson today? Can you just give me some feedback? And then I know to do more of that next time. Thank you so much for joining us today. Can you just tell me what was the bit that you liked the best about the lesson today? And then I can make sure I do more of that. What was the best bit? Okay, give me some feedback, and then I can make sure I do more of that next time. The fractions. Okay, you like doing the fractions. Yeah, I think fractions are fun. Sometimes people get a little bit worried about them, but I believe that's because they just haven't spent enough time working with them, and they've rushed on to things too hard, and they just haven't got the rule. So fractions, you like the tests. Yeah, I think I've had that before. That's why I've put more in. I was just doing one little quiz, but I've put 2 in now, just because people have said that they like them. And we didn't have the fraction piece today. We normally have the fraction piece come in, but we didn't have time because we were doing so much. Okay, the tests and the fractions that you like, that's really good. Need more fraction lessons. Well, I am going to do some more fraction lessons. So next week we'll do a little bit more on fractions. And the other 2 lessons I'm doing today are both on fractions, but a little bit harder. Okay, so if you did find today easy, then you can join the next lesson. But please do not join the next lesson if today was at the right level for you. Because what we need to do, yeah, it is good to get those basics. And even if you are in a high year group, I would encourage you to do these lower lessons, because they really make sure you understand. Okay, so if you are in year 1 and year 2, I don't really think that the next lessons will be great for you, because you need to consolidate what you understand here. Do the brain teaser we're going to send you. If you are in year 3 and 4, great for joining those lessons as well. Well done. Well done on the test. So bye to you too. Bye, bye, bye. And I will see you next Tuesday. Take care, stay safe, and stay alert, as the new guidance tells us, I think. Bye-bye. See you next week.